What's up, everyone? Just a quick update on my Eastern Newt enclosure. This is a Paludarium 40-gallon. I've had it running now for a pretty long time, I don't know, 7-8 months. Since I've redone it, as you can see, I added this Miss King right here. It just runs through on my 40-gallon rack, as you can see here, and just runs across. It does enough to keep all the plants relatively moist. That's the ugly cup where I keep the blackworms, or kind of annoying, but it's necessary. I keep it in there. But overall, this thing really has grown out. I mean, check it out. I mean, you can see everything from the moss growing all over the driftwood. You can barely even see the driftwood, to the liverworts, as you can see there. Really growing in nicely, nice and thick. Just really like a cool environment. Some algae, but that's to be expected. Some other small clovers and watercress is growing in some places. Pothos is growing. You can also see the fern is really taken off. These are ferns that I planted as kind of almost like bulbs. You can see there's more shoots coming up. So everything is really as a newt right there. There's some spots that I need to cover up, like right there on the right, but overall I'm really happy with the way this one is growing in. I just did a water change not too long ago. I'm going to be going on vacation, and just wanted to get all the tanks kind of up to snuff. But yeah, as you can see, there is more ferns growing, the shoot there on the left, and as you can see, there is the foot of one of the newts. He's hiding back on the wall. And so this is one of my favorite enclosures, I think. Just the way it is, it's really grown in with all the Java moss in the water, and the Java fern and some of the other plants I have in there. It's just really a cool look, I think. I think the newts really like it. There's only 2 Eastern newts in there right now. Unfortunately, one of them died about 6-7 months ago, shortly after I finished this one. I think he had some kind of bacterial infection, but I'm not sure. And there's one of the newts. So there's only 2 in here in the big 40 gallon. So I was actually thinking about adding, and there's one of the other ones, the one that was hiding on the wall. But I'm thinking about adding some more. I'll have to quarantine them for a while, and unfortunately I have to get them from the wild because nobody I know breeds these. But I'd like to see if they'd breed. I mean, not to sell them or anything, because I don't do that, but just to have them and see if they would breed would be kind of interesting. I think these are both females, but I'm not 100% sure. And so just maybe get a few more. I was thinking of getting some red Fs and putting them in a different enclosure, but the more I think about it, I'll probably just get some 2 or 3 more adults, and have them in here. They're legal to have where I live, so you're allowed to get them, but I don't like doing that. But literally the ones that are sold online are just wild caught anyway, so it's just not worth having them being shipped on a plane and all that unneeded stress. This guy was actually shedding. You could see the little bit of on his tail. He was shedding just a little bit, but they really like it. I mean, sometimes I can't even find them. I'm like, man, did they get out? But they were hiding in the vegetation and all this other stuff. So really impressed with how this grew in, and I think the newts really like it. They've been pretty great. So anyways, just wanted to give you all an update. I appreciate the support for the channel, and I'll come back to you with some new updates and one new build on the way.